everybody, welcome back. This is the 55th video of my channel. In this lesson, we are going to talk about soil. We have been talking about soil a lot, but this lesson we are going to talk about lots of different kinds of soils and also a kind of rock too. Let's go to our key vocabulary first. Humus. What is humus? That sounds very interesting. The part of soil made of dead plants or animals. The dead plants and animals, when they breaks down into the dirt, it will make into humus. And it makes the soil even better for the plants to grow. Grain. A very small piece of hard thing. Grain, a grain of food like a grain of wheat, a grain of rice, a grain of sand. Sand is the little rocks that has been break out by the wind and the sea. And it has a little piece. When you put a handful in your hand and put it on this hand, and you tilted it for it to fall until you have only one piece left. This is called a grain of sand. And there is also only a very small seed. That is a seed. It is called wheat. A grain of wheat, a grain of rice. These are small and hard things, very hard to break. Dig, to make a hole in the ground. If we see in the picture, there was a mole. It was digging a hole on the ground, in the ground. Dig, dig, dig. And it's making its home. Collect. What is collect? To come or bring together from other places. If we look at the picture, oh, it looks like a very high cliff there. But actually it's not a cliff. It is lots and lots of hay. Hay. It is dry grass. It's often for cows to eat. What is next? Decompose. What is decompose? For dead plants or animals to break down. Like if you want to eat an apple, you just need to eat the apple and you let the core. But if you don't put it in the trash again, but you throw it away on the grass, it will break down over time and it goes into the ground. And what does it turn? It turns into humus. It has turned into humus. It makes the soil richer and more, and also more nutrients. Weather. Weather. Is it the weather? The weather doesn't do anything to soil. But this weather is to change under the action of the weather. Remember the last video I talked to you? Many videos ago, I talked to you weathering. Weathering is also sound like the weather that happens outside. But weathering is how it changed. It changed the thing by the weather. Let's go to our chart. Layers of soil. We have 3 parts. Top layers. This top layer is the very top on the ground. And topsoil is at the top. Very easy. It's very easy to understand. This is the top layer called topsoil. It is mostly humus and minerals. That sounds very interesting. What's next? Middle layer. What is middle layer called? Called subsoil. Subsoil is like under the top. Under the top is the middle one. Yes. And it has less humus, more small rocks and minerals. And the bottom layer is the very, very hard layer. Bottom layer called bedrock. Bed, a black bed, we take a hammer, break it very easily. But this is not a material from nature that it's almost like a bed. It's almost as hard as a diamond. That is very hard. A diamond is one of the most strongest natural material from nature. It is one of not the strongest. Bedrock is almost as strong as diamond. That is pretty hard. What's next? Different kinds of soil. Clay. What is clay? Clay is smooth and sticky. Clay. If you play with clay, you can craft into things like a pine tree or a house, a cow, or maybe a chicken. Humus. What is humus like? Brown and soft. It is brown and it is very soft. That is correct. Humus is from an animal that breaks down, and soil is soft, but that material that makes the soil even softer. What's next? Sand. Rough and dry. Sand is very rough, or it's very rough, and it is very dry. Oh, it is very dry. That means if you put it out, it is from the beach. If it's have lights all day, you take the sand. Oh, that is very hot. But the top layer of the sand is very hot. But if you keep digging down, the middle layer and the bottom layer, it is so cool. Why? Because the top layer of the sand is on the top. It was the place that the sunshine shone us. But the middle layer and the bottom layer, it is still sand. It is still kind of dirt. But why isn't it hot? Only the top layer is hot. Why? Because that top layer has blocked all of the light from going into shining on the middle and bottom layer. That is very interesting. What's next? Silt. What is silt like? Smooth and powdery. Powdery is like powder. The powdery. It is very powdery. It's like powder, like flour. It's like dust flying into the air. Okay, that's all for today. Goodbye, everybody. See you soon.